Hello, I have returned. I know I haven't made a video in a super long time because I've just been busy with other things, one of which is that I moved into a different bedroom, so now I have a different closet. Welcome to my new closet. So today I'm going to show you kind of a faux Gibson Tuck. The Gibson Tuck is just like a popular vintage style that was worn back in like the 30s and 40s. It's very simple and elegant and swoopy. Basically, it's just like everything swept back from your hairline into a roll that goes all the way around your head. It's just like two twisty things like this that go all the way down the sides and then into the rolly bun at the base of your neck. Now all of the tutorials that I have found for the Gibson Tuck are basically the thing that I hate the most, which is a million bobby pins and elastic in your hair, because it's like you make one roll and then pin it, and then you make the other roll or twist and then pin it, and then you do a ponytail that you topsy tail into the roll and then pin that in place. And like, I hate bobby pins, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to show you kind of the cheater version of the Gibson Tuck using these pins that my cat is sitting on. Hello, cat. I'm using the Kristen S French pins that I got at Target for $10, but you can use whatever hair sticks you want. But I will say that having curved pins like this does help for this look, just because the more like authentic Gibson Tuck, you wouldn't have any pins showing, and if you use the straight pins, then they're like the straight ends are going to stick out a little bit more. But it'll still work if you're using straight hair sticks. So I have super greasy hair right now. Sorry, it's like day 6 hair, but it's also a good opportunity to show you that this is a good option for when you do have greasy hair, just because everything is out of your face and it's also not flat. You know, greasy hair can usually just like sit really flat on your head, and this will give you a little bit of volume while still having everything back so you can't like see the grease as much. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to part it in the middle. If you're a little bit off center, that's okay, but you probably don't want to go for a full side part just because it kind of takes away from the vintage look of it, and also just because of the twists on the sides, you're going to have lopsided twists if you're parting totally on the side. So I'm parting on the center, and especially if you have greasy hair like me, you're going to want to only part a couple inches back, and then just kind of get the crown hair going straight back like this. So you really only have the part in the front, like kind of where your bangs are. So if you're a beginner at this, then you're going to want to have some kind of extra clip available, like a claw clip or a little snap clip or something, just so that you can do the twist with both hands, clip it, do the other twist, and then put the roll in. But I am going to do one-handed twist, so I'm just going to do both of them at the same time. So I'll show you this technique. It's not that hard. You'll get it after a couple tries. So I'm just going to start with a tiny bit of hair at the front, and it's going to relax a little bit as you're fooling with it, so make sure your twists are nice and tight starting off. I'm just going to get a teeny bit of hair from my hairline, scoop it up with my thumbs, and tuck under. So I'm kind of folding it over my fingertips. And I'm just going to give that initial piece of hair a couple little twists to make sure she's really in there. And then as we go, I'm going to scoop a little more hair, tuck the twist under with my fingers, and pull the new hair over with my thumbs. Hold it in place with your fingers as you scoop new hair, tuck it under. Scoop new hair with the thumbs, tuck it under with the fingers. And I'm just going to do this motion all the way back, taking really small sections with the thumbs so that it doesn't just like fall out and flatten. I'll show you as I get to the back. So every time I scoop up hair with the thumbs, I transfer it to the fingers so I can hold on to what I've done, scoop more hair, tuck it under, hold it, scoop more hair, tuck it under, hold it. And when I get to the back, I'm just going to go ahead and get it all in one hand like that. And take my ponytail and roll it up and over my fingers. And just keep on rolling all the length up into a little tube. And then smush the ends inside the tube as I pull my fingers out, because we want the hair from the base of the neck to be coming on the outside of the roll to kind of mimic the shape that I'm making with the twists here. So I'm just going to make sure my roll is nice and tight and smooth on the outside, and the ends are all tucked away. Now to pin this, you want to make sure if you're using curved pins that you're going to end up with the curve facing the correct way on your head, right? So I'll kind of hold it where I want it to be and then flip it upside down so I can do a scoopy, hooky motion to get the hair in there. So I want to catch just the outside of this roll just a little bit. You don't want to get too much of the hair in the roll, just because if you like split the roll, then you won't have that smooth upward, like kind of, you know, outside shell of the roll. So just get the very end, stick the pin out far enough that you can stick it into the twist right here, right behind your ear, and flip it over. Stick it into the roll and make sure you're only weaving it in and out of that close like end of the roll, like the half of the roll that's next to your head, and you're not catching the roll on the outside, because then you'll get lumps. And then on the other side, when it comes out, I'm just going to keep it real close to my head so it can get in underneath that twist on the other side here. And then for the other pin, same thing. I'm going to hold it kind of how I want it to be, flip it over so I can scoop the hair just on the edge of the roll, get over here, get a little bit of the twist, flip it over, and stick it in. And I can't do as much of a weaving motion with the second pin just because like that first pin is in the way, but as long as I keep it nice and close to my scalp, that'll hold just fine. So I've got my nice smooth roll here, and I'm just going to pull out the twist and fluff it up to cover the pins a little bit. Make sure the pins are all the way in, because you can pull the twists over the ends of the sticks, but the loop end of the stick kind of is what it is. You can't really cover that. So I'm going to make sure that I've got my ends of the stick going into the twist so you don't see them as much. And then see what's going on with the twist in the front. I've got it nice and tight. Doing those extra little twists right in the front when I very first started, that is how I get to keep it poofy here instead of just flattening out into the side and giving me like wings. So I'm just gonna try and make these even. And that is it. That's the faux lazy version of the Gibson Tuck. And that's pretty much the last thing I have to say about hair sticks in general. I've shown you all my hair stick tricks. I will of course share with you more as I come up with it, but I think for the future of this channel I am going to go ahead and move into kind of more advanced braids. So I'm going to do a crown braid, which is basically just a Dutch braid that goes all the way around, a 4-strand Dutch braid, which is a whole time, and then I'm also going to do a few different versions of just a side braid, where it looks interesting from every direction on your head, as opposed to having it all swooped on one side and then only being interesting on the other side. So if that sounds like something that you would want to watch, I definitely recommend that you check out my French and Dutch braiding tutorial video, just because I do have like a specific hand motion that I explain in that video that I will use in pretty much all my other braiding videos. But let me show you the cat before I go. Come here. This is the cat. Look at her face. Oh, she's so pretty. Thanks for watching.